Guys, what's up? So today we're going over Hisoka the Jester. Hisoka the Jester is, as well, you might think that name's familiar. It's from Hunter x Hunter. Now, this is a champion based on that jester slash clown character. Well, he's kind of more serious. That's why I call him like more of a jester, because clown's like, eh. Anyways, passive. So his passive is when he evades champions, like enemy champions' abilities, he puts a fatigue counter on them. A fatigue counter will actually make it so their cooldown is 10% longer than it was previously. So therefore, you can get up to 10 fatigue counters, and these fatigue counters, well, you can get up to double cooldown on their cooldowns. So I mean, at the same time, it kind of balances each other out, because as he's blocking abilities, they're actually testing abilities less. So I mean, it kind of balances out. And these counters stay on as long as he's in combat. Okay, so Q is he fires the Joker card out of his hand. This Joker card can have a random amount of ability power based on the card he chooses. So there's the spade, there's the clubs, there's the diamonds and the hearts, right? And each one has a different type of damage that it can do. So, for example, the clover will do 25% crit chance, because that means luck. And then the heart will do 25% true damage. Diamonds will do 25% ability power, and then 25% AD on the spade. Spade. Yes. And then, so his W is a passive. It also chooses a set of cards, which is the 4 previously noticed, and they still use the same amount of damage kind of thing. Like, they do the same set of damage. So over time, as he's in combat, he can do progressively more damage over time. So every second he gains 2%. He gains 2% damage of the type, and he gains also 2% movement speed as well. So this will kind of help it with his passive, so he can actually move around more to be able to block those attacks. And then the 2% can go up to, so there's 13 cards in the set. Ace is going to be the largest. It's going to start at 2. That's why it's 2%. And then it can go up to 13, which he can gain 26%. So if he fires a Joker card, it's like 25, and then he has a 26% basic attack. And these numbers rise as he's in combat each second. So it is kind of bad, because he can't really engage and do a lot of amount of damage with his W. But I mean, over time, if he's like, lane phase, he's going to do a lot of damage over time, And then, yes, that's his passive. So you can do more damage and gain more movement speed over time. As well as, so it does 2% of the desired type, right? And the desired type is whatever you have most of in your build and in your kit. You will automatically start with the same amount when you come into the game, and then whatever item you buy, first of all, will change it. If you don't buy an item, it'll just choose based on the last Joker card you used, but that's not going to really work that well, because you're not going to be able to get to card 13 if you use the Joker card over and over again. Anyways, his E is a dash. This dash will go into, any direction he wants, and you choose. And so, right? But this dash has different types of things included with the passive of the W and the P, or his original passive. So with each different card, he actually can gain more range. So what I mean by this is he can dash the same amount of distance, but his next auto attack can have more range than next champion. And, well, it does more damage because of each card. He has more range. So it's like, what? And anyways, so if you get a successful auto attack on the nearest champion, it will reduce the cooldown of your E by 10%. So, I mean, it's kind of dope. And then his ultimate, Bloodlust, has a passive. So he has basically 3 passives if you think about it. But Bloodlust is more, his passive is more of just a way of maybe being able to cast Bloodlust. So, Bloodlust is for every ability dodge, you gain 10 stacks. 5 stacks up to 100. So you have to block 20 abilities, or, over time. Like, it doesn't go down, anyways. So for each stack up to 100, it doesn't really do anything to you. It just causes what will, be able to cast the ultimate. So once you cast the ultimate, a large pulse across the map goes on to every enemy champion. Basically, it'll just show a circle around their position, knowing that they're somewhere in that circle. And this pulse will happen every about 5 seconds as you're in your Bloodlust. Because here's the thing about your Bloodlust. It is an ability where you gain ramping up movement speed towards enemy champions. Overall, out of combat, you will have 100% basically. But you also, like 50%. And then when you're running towards champions, it goes to 100%. Therefore, it's kind of dope. But here's the thing. Your Bloodlust, you're not allowed to use any abilities except for your E, so you can get on close to them. I mean, your W is a passive, so I mean, you're already going to have that. But I mean, if you're out of combat, you're going to come in with 0 cards, so it's not going to really work. But you can use your E to get closer to the opponent. But you'll have 100% movement speed, well, after ramping up towards the enemy champion. The pulses will happen every 5 seconds. And this Bloodlust does not exit you because you really want to kill something until you either die or you kill something. And that will restart the stacks and such like that. Now, so Bloodlust can be pretty hard to cast, but I mean, overall, sometimes you don't want to cast it, and sometimes you kind of just want to keep it. But I mean, eventually, if you don't kill anything or like that, Bloodlust will stay there. But by the way, so if you kill an enemy or you get an assist on an enemy, it will also add some stacks. Like, so kill will do 10 and assist will do 5. Just because you like the killing sense of it. And plus, dodging abilities can sometimes be pretty hard. So therefore, it can make it easier. And then that is Hisoka the Jester.